We all know Caitlin Clark is coming off this groin and ankle injury from the 2025 season. And I'm here to tell you, I'm one of the people that has been on this thing with her mechanics and mobility being an issue. We heard Stephanie White speak about Caitlin Clark mechanics possibly being an issue at the conclusion of the season. Now, I am here to tell you, it's looking like that could be the case. There's a mysterious video that has went out, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time.
The return of Caitlin Clark was talked about by everyone. Well, all of a sudden, the stories went viral online. Strange video of her soon after those injuries that ended her season started going around. A lot of people were dying to see her, and what they saw was pretty scary. The picture that made her famous looked different from the one that made her famous. It wasn't like the moves we all remember being smooth and easy. This was cautious and didn't make a lot of sense. It did make a lot of people wonder about her return. Is this the kind of recovery we hoped for, or is she really having a hard time? Many people aren't sure if she'll ever be the same.
Their entry into the Caitlin Clark fans are board file, this time coming courtesy of some comments made by NBA trainer Chris Brickley. Brickley has trained worked with at least some of the most famous names in the game. LeBron James, Kevin Durant. I mean, there is a list that goes on and on. He's sort of a celebrity trainer, if you will, in a sense, but you don't get to that status if you don't have the credibility in the gym, of course. And Caitlin Clark would be a huge name to add to that list. Her name came up in a podcast appearance he was doing. The line with Dr. Kristen Holmes is that
Clark had a terrible WNBA season. Listen up. It kept going wrong for her, even before the game started. First I hurt my quads, then I strained them, then I hurt my groin twice, and finally I hurt my ankle really badly. Her body was so stressed out that it was about to break. There wasn't a little harm here or there. It was like a chain reaction of physical pain, which is strange because she seemed invincible in college. No matter how knowledgeable you are, all of these accidents made everyone wonder what was going on. Some people don't understand how one player can go through so much in just one season.
So I'm not sure when this video was filmed. So this is Caitlin Clark shooting around at Cambridge. Now I'm pretty sure this video is probably not that old.
So the secret video, which was said to be from Cambridge, showed Clark shooting from mid-range, but it was painful to see her dirty body from Iowa. Experts picked up on it and pointed out a big difference between her blasts. She didn't have the smooth, fluid movement she had in college. The new video showed a shot that didn't look right. It wasn't as smooth and accurate as we've come to expect. This wasn't a small change either. It was a big change that made me think there might be something more going on with her healing. A lot of people talked about this video, and now her fans are worried about how she will do in the future.
Hoping that she'll come to New York and go get some work, and she's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
An amazing talent.
She's
changed the game.
She has absolutely changed women's sports.
For sure.
Just
and I love
generally
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know. She's that's the other piece too, that like it's okay for women to be competitive. And
so all complimentary there in general, right? I mean, you can hear the admiration coming from the host, but the context of the comments in the sense of Caitlin Clark wanting to stay in Indianapolis or staying around the Fever and then not going to New York.
One sound that stands out. Joyce scratched his head when he saw this video. It was almost like he said, "This isn't a smooth recovery story. Something is very wrong with Caitlin's shot," he said straight out. And he didn't lie about anything. It wasn't just any odd person talking either. Someone who was closely watching her travels sent this urgent red flag. His honest opinion made everyone even more worried. It made it very clear that we weren't seeing a fully healed athlete, but rather someone who was still getting used to big changes in her game. There is no doubt that casts a huge shadow over her big comeback.
Her shot is off. Now this is Caitlin Clark back at Iowa. Same type of shot, same type of deal. Watch this. These are mid-range shots, guys. See that? There's a big difference in the way Caitlin Clark is shooting the basketball. It's not the same way she was at first. This is proof to the argument, man.
And get this. The same pundit started a heated argument by putting forward a controversial point of view. He really did suggest that Caitlin Clark go back to Iowa to get better. He made it clear that the Indiana Fever group is not doing a good job of helping her get better, which could have major effects on her career. This outrageous statement caused a huge uproar. The article suggested that the comfortable setting and tried-and-true methods from her college days would be just what she needs to get back to her best performance. It was clear what it meant. The Fever might not be able to get the person they need the most because of the choices they've made.
From the host, but the context of the comments in the sense of Caitlin Clark wanting to stay in Indianapolis or staying around the Fever and then not going to New York has drummed up some discussion. Really, I don't see a headline takeaway. I mean, to me, the headline takeaway is trainer wants to work with Caitlin Clark. Look, who does it benefit more? As much as Brickley has a laundry list of clients, it still helps him to say, I'm in the gym with Caitlin Clark, right? As far as how it could actually help Caitlin Clark's game, who knows? I mean, I feel like when you're a player of her...
So, Chris Brickley, a trainer for NBA stars, gave us a surprise turn of events. Does this person work with famous people like LeBron James and Kevin Durant? He slowly told them the news during a podcast. It looked like he had been trying to work with Clark for years. But let's talk about it. She's only allowed to train at the Fever's facility in Indianapolis. This only proves that despite her problems, some of the best basketball coaches want to help her, but they can't because of problems at work. You start to wonder right away if Clark isn't getting the right training that would help her heal faster and do better.
Same way she was at first. This is proof to the argument, man. Watch Caitlin release on this. Smooth, flow like water. She really wants you guys to see this. Step back. Smooth. Everything is smooth, flow like water, guys. See that? Her release. Now let's go back to this right here. Watch this. It's not the same shot.
But Brickley's words caused a new round of chaos. Everyone asks, why is Caitlin Clark, a generational talent dealing with unique injury challenges, seemingly stuck in Indianapolis for her off-season training? The conversation quickly changed from how she shot to how the team controlled her recovery choices. For team cohesion's sake, was it smart to keep her there? Or was it a missed chance for her to get top-notch help from someone else that could have made her game better? Fans were even more annoyed by the idea of her being limited. And they started to wonder if the Fever was really committed to her personal growth, especially since she was already sick.
Why this didn't work out or why the workouts didn't happen, at least from Caitlin Clark's point of view. She stayed in Indianapolis. Does that mean the Fever held her hostage? But remember last offseason when the workout footage came out and everybody was all pumped and excited? It's not like people were saying Caitlin Clark is doing the wrong thing in the lab when she was working with Keith Porter at the time. Now, as far as Caitlin Clark's off-season training and regimen, sure, I mean, when you have an injury-riddled season the way that she did, all of that stuff can come into question, right? Like, why did that happen? Remember the muscle photos that blew up so big? I mean,
But let's talk about it. Not everyone thought what Brickley found was a big deal. Some experts gave a completely different point of view right away. They said that Brickley would gain a lot from working with Clark, who is the most famous person in women's basketball, even though he is very famous. They said that one training lesson, even with a top coach, wouldn't fix all of her problems or completely change her game in one day. Their suggestion was that she should put her health first, instead of looking for training opportunities outside of work. This greatly calmed down some of the early anger and gave the whole talk a more balanced view.
Now, I don't want y'all to say I'm being a hater, bro. But I just want y'all to know I'm the first one speaking about this, bro. Because this is very interesting, bro. Shout out to A. but something's very off with Caitlin shot, man. And that's all I'm going to say, dog. I'm not going to go into it too deep. I just want y'all to know I'm paying attention and I see it. Now, Ari McDonald.
No matter what people say, Caitlin Clark is known to take her game very seriously. Her unwavering work ethic throughout her career shows that, thanks to her huge star power, she can pretty much get into any school, facility, or specialist she wants. I can't even begin to understand why she would not actively seek the best possible healing and skill development. Because she is so dedicated, any choices she makes about where to train are carefully thought out and planned. She doesn't just want to do what the team says. She wants to get the best results possible.
She did. All of that stuff can come into question, right? Like, why did that happen? Remember the muscle photos that blew up so big? I mean, those were huge, right? And you could be skeptical and say, was there too much focus on adding bulk? And did that have something to do with the injury? I don't know, right? Like, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know. As far as whether or not she did the right things training in the lab, I don't think she was healthy enough or on the court enough for us to really get a full picture there and be able to.
Because of this, one important fact jumped out among all the rumors and leaked video. Getting Caitlin Clark back to good health must be her #1 goal. These were all things that Lay, the expert, all the commentators, and all the worried fans agreed on. Before anyone can talk about improving her skills or changing how she works, her body, which is the most important part, must be in perfect shape. Everything else doesn't matter if her base isn't solid. This increased public exposure makes it clear how important her injury-plagued season was and how hard it is for her to recover right now.
I sustained this during the Phoenix game back
in
August.
So we never really heard about what happened to her, but she's detailing what happened. Let's see.
Hey everyone, I'm back. I saw my comments on my last video, someone asking which bone did I fracture, and it was my fifth metatarsal, which is also known as a Jones fracture, and I sustained this during the Phoenix game back in August. Not too long after I did have surgery, and I had a screw placed in between my bone to hold it in place and to pretty much promote healthy bone healing. After surgery, I was in a soft cast for about 2 weeks, and I was doing a lot of non-weight bearing things, but that was just pretty much me just laid up on the couch.
You should know that this isn't your normal vacation. Many people think of it as the highlight of her career. She had never been through the sheer struggle she did last year with all those accidents adding up. It's such a big change from her strong, almost unbeatable college career. It was the worst health problems she had ever had to deal with. Things could not be more at stake. How she handles this difficult recovery time will affect not only her quick return, but also the rest of her professional life. What happens now will determine her whole future.
I mean, Brickley last year said, "Thanks, bro, but Ben is healthy, moving very well. He's better now than his all-star season. I've never co-signed a player that didn't prove it when their season started. Trust me on this one." September 18th, 2024. So nobody's infallible. It's not like one session in the gym there would have changed the course of Caitlin Clark's season. And, you know, you work with a variety of people and coaches get different perspective, different tweaks on your game, but none of that is going to be some sort of magical eureka moment in one session. So again, we'll see what happens this offseason with Caitlin Clark.
Coincidentally, or maybe direct.
It's possible that Clark's serious injuries have something to do with the fact that the Indiana Fever just posted a job opening for a training manager. We don't know the exact links yet, but the time is very important, right? It seems to show that the group knows better ways to avoid injuries and help people recover from them. This choice shows that the Fever are very concerned about the health of their star player. They could completely change their support system to give all of their players, especially their franchise player, a better and more effective way to recover.
I was, down and out and just not able to use my right leg and foot, so it definitely made me grateful for the activity of my limbs. And it was also hard just being still, but I know that I needed to be still and just work on me and grow my faith. It was also hard depending on people and asking for help, because Lord knows I like to do stuff on my own. But I'm thankful for those that was in my corner, my teammates, my husband, my trainers, my family, coaches, everybody. And it's only up from here.
So that was one video there from Ari McDonald, kind of showing us her rehabilitation process. I think this is enough.
Some doubters have also brought up viral pictures of muscles from the summer before. They were wondering if her recent string of illnesses were caused by her focus too much on getting bigger. The idea that too much strength might affect flexibility or balance became very popular, even though it was only a thought. It just showed how hard it is for athletes to find the right balance between getting in shape and risks getting hurt. It makes things even more difficult for her in her general recovery story.
At this juncture, it's the most important of her career because she's never faced the adversity that she had to face last year with the number of injuries. And remember, they started in the preseason with the quad tightness, and then there was the quad strain, then the groin strain, then the other groin strain, and then the ankle injury. So it was concerning when a bunch of them kept piling up at once, and you wondered what could be the root cause of that. Was there some sort of change in her mechanics? Is it just bad luck? And we saw that the Fever, did post a new job title for a training manager.
A lot of people think that this is the case. There is one clear fact that all of this heated and sometimes pointless talk about Caitlin Clark's recovery, training, and every part of her game comes down to her fans are tired of her. It seems like a long time ago that they last saw their hero play competitive basketball. Looking over every story and leaked clip lets out all the anger and excitement that has been building up. Because so many people want her to come home, even small issues become very controversial. That proves she has unbeatable drawing power, even when she's not on the court.
Because I feel like she need to go back to Iowa, bro. She need to go back to Iowa for her rehabilitation. Just to me, things are not going right with the Indiana Fever organization with Caitlin Clark rehabilitation. For them to block Chris Brinkley to come there, sending her out there, it's almost like they want her to stay in Indy, which I get it, but I want Iowa Caitlin. And I feel like Caitlin Clark need to go back to what got us here, bro. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Get down in the comment section. Let me know y'all thoughts about this.
A kind of similar story. Ari McDonald, another WNBA player, talked in detail and honestly about how she healed from a Jones fracture. She talked about the surgery and every step of the recovery process. There's no clear connection between McDonald's honesty and Clark, but it did give us a rare look into how hard and often painful it is for a professional athlete to recover from an injury. It was a clear reminder of how much work had to be done, and it was very different from the vague rumors we've been hearing about Clark's more private process. It showed what a lot of hard work goes into making a comeback.
Changing her mechanics. Is it just bad luck? And we saw that the Fever, did post a new job title for a training manager, whatever the specific title was. I don't know if it's coincidence or completely related, but it's number one priority for Caitlin Clark is to make sure she gets her body right. None of the other stuff matters if her body and her base aren't right. So that should be priority number one, to make sure she's completely healthy. Then when it comes to refining the skill set, she should work with who she wants to work with and who she thinks can most improve her game.
So all of these community actions and conversations paint a very clear picture. Even though the leaked tape has caused a lot of debate and worry, the return of Caitlin Clark is near. Chris Brickley's clear desire to work with her, the rush to change their training staff, and the sheer number of people who don't agree with her mechanics. It's clear that she's coming back. Everything points to that. The most important question is not whether she come back, but how and what kind of phenom we'll see. Every talk, review, and video that comes out finally proves that she will definitely go back to court. There will be more to her comeback than just taking the floor. She will have to show off a polished and completely healthy version of her game. During the off-season, the only goal is to fix the problems that those illnesses showed. She could add more attacking moves, work on her pull-up middies, and try to get better at floaters from different angles. We don't just want a return. We're looking for a change in strategy. She has worked through tough times to get even better as a player. This is the path she has planned and decided to take. She is carefully planning to get back in charge and ease any worries that people still have. Even though the leaked video caused fear and the problems with her preparations are still adding to the argument, the main point is still clear. Without a doubt, Caitlin Clark is coming back. This isn't just about getting better after getting hurt. This is a well-thought-out, high-stakes return meant to show that she is still the best. Everyone in basketball is now looking for the player who changed the game to come back and win. She will be smarter, stronger, and more driven than before. Get ready because the event is almost here.